What is up, Two Brain community? I am Jay Cohen, gym owner extraordinaire, here to talk to you about how to live a rich life so that you can provide opportunities for your staff and hit home runs for your members. So today we're going to talk about marketing. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to give you the most important piece of any marketing campaign at the end of this video. And you might be surprised with what it is, because not a lot of people are telling you this thing because it's hard to do. And everybody wants to just give you all the shortcuts. But every shortcut in the world is not going to work if you don't nail this piece. So, marketing. What I want to talk about first is the difference between paid marketing and affinity marketing. And remember, affinity marketing is leveraging relationships that you already have. And it is by far more efficient and effective than paid marketing campaigns. Doesn't cost any money. The amount of people that you have to talk to are far fewer. The quality of lead that you're dealing with is much better. So whenever possible, start there. But let's say you have exhausted your affinity marketing and it's time to do some paid campaigns. That's what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing that I always do whenever I'm building out a new marketing campaign is work on my sales assets, because that gets me very clear on what it is I'm selling. What am I marketing? So sales assets are things like sales scripts, lead nurture protocol, price sheets, so that when somebody comes in, you've got a presentation for them. If I have a price sheet, I have to know what's included with it. I have to know what I'm charging. I have to know all the operational things, which allows me to know how much money I can spend to acquire leads, what my language needs to be like when I'm pitching somebody. All of those things matter, and it is based off the product that you're creating. So always starting with the sales assets. From there, it's taking those assets and turning them into a compelling offer, or crafting a compelling offer. This changed my world back in 2018 when Two Brain launched Two Brain Marketing. And I had been trying to sell everything as foundations and a month of classes, right? So they come in, they do our foundations course or ramp up or whatever you call your beginners program. And then on the back end, I would try and sell them into classes and maybe add on nutrition or something like that. Well, Mr. John Franklin came along and told me, hey brother, why don't you try and package this as a 60-day challenge? And all that is somebody is getting foundations, a month of training, and some nutrition guidance, and we're just going to package it together and we're going to call it a 60-day challenge. And you don't have to change anything about how you're delivering. You don't have to change anything with your offers. We're going to change the words a little bit. And the results from that were absolutely incredible. And that really opened my eyes to creating compelling offers, which you've got to think outside the box. Think as a consumer. What do they want here? And I'm here to tell you, at least on my end, that challenge offer no longer works. In my market, that challenge offer is dead because it got beaten by a dead horse because everybody jumped on it back in 2018, 2019. At that time, I was able to print money. For every dollar I put into Facebook, I got $3 back. I would do that all day long. But now that offer is dead for me. So it's time to come up with another compelling offer. That is where you need to spend so much of your time. Right? That is where the money is made, is coming up and crafting amazing language. Next up, you've got to make beautiful marketing assets. So there's a few things that you're going to need for a marketing campaign. You're going to need some images. Whether you're running an ad on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, images matter. Even if it's just for your funnel page, which we're going to talk about here in a second. Number two, you're going to need some video. Video is by far more compelling than images these days. So maybe it's a short 15-second video. Maybe it's you talking about the program for a 2-3 minute video on the landing page. Maybe it's a quick attention-grabbing video. We lit a kettlebell on fire and had somebody swing it. You have to get creative here, and it's got to be attention grabbing on the ad side, and it's got to really make people want a burning desire for your compelling offer on the landing page side. But creating those assets, it's worth spending some extra money. It's worth making them really good if you want to have a successful marketing campaign. Next up is building that landing page or funnel page or squeeze page or whatever you need to create for the campaign that you have. A landing page is just a one-pager. If you're not familiar with that term, it's a one-page website. There's no menu. People can't click around. The only intention of that site is to get people to take one action. And it's going to depend on what you built as to what that action is. So maybe it is booking an intro with you. Maybe it is downloading a program. Maybe it is paying for a program, like a lower value program. But everything on that page points to that one action. Now above the fold, in other words, what people see when they first land on that page, needs to be the meat and potatoes. You do not have much time. Think about your behavior on a website. You're not reading every word that's there. You're quickly glancing at what's going on. So when you're building stuff, just keep that in mind. But again, the copy there needs to be really, really good. You need to be talking to your target audience. The videos, the pictures, all of it needs to be cohesive and needs to tie into that offer that you're creating. A squeeze page, same thing, just a smaller version of that landing page. All of these are just tools that we can use when we're pushing a specific offer instead of just trying to get people into our business as a whole. Now, as far as my process when I start running the actual ad, first and foremost, I actually start by promoting content that is not an offer, but is directed at my target audience for that offer and tied to the offer itself. So for example, if I am going to push a 12-week kettlebell series and I'm trying to get people from outside of my gym, I'm gonna start putting out kettlebell content that is good, helpful content. How to grip a kettlebell, how to do snatches, shoulder position for a clean. And I'm gonna promote that. I'm gonna put $30, $50 is my typical behind that video. I'm just gonna make sure a lot of people see it. It's gonna be targeted to the same audience that I'm gonna target my ad to ultimately. What I'm doing here is showing people my value. They don't know there's an offer coming. But I know if they see it and they've already seen that I know what I'm talking about and that I can help them, they're gonna be a lot more likely to click and at least get to the landing page. They still might not sign up, but they're probably gonna go to the page. So that's step one. Soften up that audience, give them value, make them know, like, and trust you. After I've done that for a couple weeks, then I will put out the actual ad for the offer. And this is a lot of split testing, a lot of A/B testing on language, videos, all of that. What's great is that Facebook has tools that will automatically push people to the video, image, copy that is doing the best. So you can try a bunch of things and let Facebook take care of that all on its own. But putting out that ad copy, that video that you put together, and pushing people to your landing page is the next step. After that, it's all about lead nurture. So this is a sales process that we built all the way at the beginning, and you need to know who is handling these leads as they come in. Is it you? Is it a client success manager? Is it an admin? What are they saying? So when somebody is interested in something, they want it right then. And there is a half-life to that feeling of wanting to get started. And if you don't take advantage of it, the likelihood of them doing it goes down and down and down by the minute, not by the day, not by the hour, but by the minute. So making sure that you have systems in place to get in touch with that lead instantly. Otherwise, the money that you're spending on the campaign, you might as well just light it on fire. So what does that lead nurture process look like? For me, it's always done by a human. And we're gonna have lots of reach outs, lots of really providing more value specific to that individual and doing everything we can to get them into the gym. After that, it's time for the actual sales appointment. So what does the sales presentation look like? Who is doing the sales presentation? Are you gonna use an iPad to show people what's going on? Are you gonna use just a price sheet? What are the things that you're highlighting? What are you trying to push or sell? Because it might not be just entrance into your community. So making sure that you have that sales process dialed in. Again, if you're spending dollars on the front end, not just the ad dollars, which is gonna be a big spend. So for me, I typically do about $50 a day in my Facebook ad spend. It's also costing you a ton of money if you're heeding my advice to put together getting a photographer out or a videographer and paying somebody to design a landing page. Like all of those things are going to be expensive. So you need to make sure that you're capitalizing once people actually get to your gym. After that, it's integration. So one of the last videos that I did was all about retention. And what I talk about there is it's much harder to get a client than it is to keep a client. And so if you've got somebody who you sold on one of these one-off programs, what are the steps you're going to take to make sure that they buy from you again? And mapping that out ahead of time. When are you going to have conversations with people? When are you going to ask for referrals? Are they going to need to renew? Does it automatically renew? Getting them integrated with your culture. So inviting them to events, getting them to meet other people and coaches from outside the program that you just had. All of these things are super important when you're thinking about a marketing campaign. Everybody just wants to think about what the copy is and what the image is, but there's so many more pieces to this puzzle. And that brings me to the thing that I mentioned at the start of this video. The thing that nobody wants to tell you and is the most important part of any marketing campaign that you're putting out there. And it's gonna sound like an oh duh moment, and it is, but I'm gonna say it anyway because somehow in the year 2022, this has gotten away from people. The thing that you are selling, the thing that you created, it needs to be freaking amazing. You can't just slap a Band-Aid on something and throw it out to the world and pray that they're gonna come into you. If you're doing the same thing every other gym is doing, if you are just putting something out like, you should come and work out with us, it's gonna be great. Nobody's coming to that. Nobody's gonna click that ad. You need to deliver. You need to create awesome, exciting things, or everything that you do on the marketing front is not going to matter. That is the hard work. That is the hard work in business, and it's the hard work in marketing. You need good stuff. All right, guys, I am Jay Cohen. I own Locomotion Fitness. I've been with Two Brain Business for 6 or so years at this point. We are here to help you for free. There's so much great content here, so please hit that notifications bell, subscribe to our channel, like this video so that you don't miss anything. I'm telling you, the amount of info here can make you a profitable business if you are willing to search. If you want the shortcut, book your intro call and get started with some mentoring from Two Brains so that we can tell you exactly what you need to do. All right, guys, I will see you next time on the Two Brain Business YouTube channel.